into the performance of the market so far and also to look further into that, I have with me Jeffrey Kanu, who's the head international equity sales at Dunn Loren Merrifield. Jeffrey, thanks for joining me today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
The last time I checked, the all-share index was up 0.2% so far today. It would be great to first of all start by getting an update on the position of the market.
The market, last I checked, was about up 0.89%. We've seen so far DAXM trading down, losing 10 kobo to about 151.80, pulling the index down just a little bit with about 44,000 units. But then that said, we've seen the likes of Nestle gaining 44 kobo to about 960 naira. We're also seeing good performances in the price appreciation in Tier 1 banks, GTB, Zenith Bank, First Bank, Access, UBA. So pretty much those are pretty much mitigating the downsides from Dangote Cement. Likewise, we're still seeing CCNN, Cement Company of Northern Nigeria, coming down. Still on full offer today at 9.81 compared to yesterday's price of 10.89. But so far, the picture is looking positive.
Okay, now let's move on to the news out about WAPCO. As I said, as you know, that company declared a dividend of 1 naira 20 kobo. A lot of people were disappointed. Of course, that's less than 2% dividend yield. However, profit after tax up 70% and revenue up 41%. It would be good to know your reaction to that news. I suppose we can expect to see the market perhaps, kick off that news now.
I think if you look at the volumes that have traded since the results came out, it's still relatively low on that side. We think that it probably will still stick around the 70 naira band. We don't really see it going down that much further. I think the reactions to the the disappointment in that, people are going to move away from that and just focus more on the actual results themselves. So I think for now we should still see it around the 70, maybe a marginal increase on that side, but definitely nothing too extreme on the downside.
Okay, it's obviously also perhaps good to mention GlaxoSmithKline, who declared 1 naira 30 dividend as well. Now, of course, that stock is not a very, very liquid stock. There's not a lot of local participation. So I suppose that we won't really expect the market to react much to that.
Exactly, Didi. I mean, yesterday we saw it closing at 47.51, which was the exact same price as it had done on Monday. Even looking at today, from what we feel that the dividend was already priced into the stock. We thought the fair value would have been around the 38 naira to 40 naira bandwidth. So we just think that the reaction generally is not really going to stimulate much on that side still.
Now, still on company news, of course, we had results from EcoBank as well. Profit after tax up 39%. It'd be good to get your expectations for the banking sector. I mean, of course, we're still waiting to get some results. I mean, that is some positive news to see something from EcoBank. I guess we might start to see a lot more come out now from that sector.
EcoBank, if you look at how it's trading today so far, it's sticking around the 14 naira, and so I think the reaction is still a bit. It's not fully, on the positive side. This is a stock that was trading at 14 naira for 3 days of last week as well. But then that said, we still see good things coming in the likes of Skybank, in Access Bank. In our view, we feel that these are, they've got very, very strong fundamentals and definitely going to do some very good payouts on that side around the 30 kobo to 50 kobo bandwidth. We're still very keen on those ones. FCMB as well.
Okay, now focusing on some penny stocks in that sector. I mean, Wema Bank, of course, we've seen some stellar performance from that stock this year. Yeah. I believe that stock is up about 150% year to date. And I mean, yesterday we saw that stock gain 6%. It seems that investors are still buying this stock, even with the price that is at today. I mean, as I say, it is still pretty cheap. It would be good to know your expectation going forward for that stock.
I think this is a stock that ended the year at 0.52, 0.53, and currently trading at 1.68 so far. You see, I think the interest there is more of trust in the management and what they're trying to do. They're trying to raise 35 billion via private placement before, I think, around the end of April. And so far, I think if management is fine, we should be seeing them doing about 5 to 6 billion for the full year of 2013. We're not seeing, we don't think that there's going to be a positive result for full year 2012, but in terms of the future earnings, and also with the market making as well, providing some more liquidity in terms of people being able to enter and exit at any point in time, it makes it a bit easier for them.